reveal day for the Busy Bees final sewing challenge, which is a bag challenge. I've so enjoyed making this bag that I've created. Now, we had to make one that reflected our personality and that we would definitely use. And the bag I've made, I'm going to use every day through the autumn and winter. So, shall we take a look at what I've made? Come on. Hi there, I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my Busy Bee final reveal challenge. Now, if you've not heard of our challenges, there are 6 of us, all YouTubers, all taking part in the Busy Bee sewing challenge, which kind of replicates the sewing bee to an extent with a few twists. And the final challenge is a definite twist because it isn't a garment challenge. We've decided to be inclusive of all sewers, and the final challenge is a bag challenge. Now, we've had to choose a free bag pattern, and I'm going to fess up now that I've tweaked the rules slightly, only because this bag pattern was free to me. But if you want to make it, there will be a small charge for it, I think. I will check if it's readily available, and I will put the details and links in the description. So which bag did I choose? Well, as I've already mentioned in the little intro, I wanted a bag that I could use every day through the winter. So I needed to put my thinking cap on. The other thing that I wanted to do, because I have made bags before, not hundreds of them, but I've made a few. So I wanted my bag challenge to challenge me, not to take the easy option. So what I chose to do was make my bag out of pleather. So without further ado, I will grab the bag and we can talk about it. Shall I go and get it? Here it is. It's a crossbody bag, and there will be some photos scrolling up so you can see what it looks like when I'm out and about. I'll get up close. It's been made in pleather, and it's an autumnal rosy brown, I'm calling it. And it's got leopard print embossed on it, which is definitely me. And you'll notice from the front I've added, this is just a brooch that I've had for a long time, and I've put it on the front because I think it finishes the bag off really well. So let's take a deep dive into this bag. The bag is called the Margot bag, and I'll just grab the pattern so that we can talk about it a bit more. So this is what it looks like on the pattern, and it was from the Simply Sewing magazine. So I would guess if you go on eBay, people will be selling this for a couple of pounds maybe. So what did I think of making the Margot bag? Let's just get inside and get the instructions. Most of the pieces, unlike a lot of bags, there are some pattern pieces. There they are. So you've not got to create all those curved sections yourself. There are just, I think, the zip placket and the gusset. Is that it? Yeah. The zip packet, plackets, and the gusset that you've got to measure out yourself. Everything else is in the pattern pieces, which is great. Makes it a lot easier. So let's grab the instructions. You do get quite detailed pictorial instructions. I did have to read them 2 or 3 times because that's just me. but it's on both sides and it takes it through. How many steps are there? Different sections. Let's get it the right way around and then we can talk through them all. So you get a list of pieces that you've got to cut out. You can see I've ticked them as I've gone along to make sure I didn't miss anything. Then you go on to making the handle loop and the front pocket loop fastenings as a section. Applying the interfacings, because there's a lot of different interfacings to apply to different pieces. That was more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. Always is with bags. Then you go on to making the outer pocket, making the outer pocket tab, making the lining pocket, inserting the zip and zip panel, which wasn't as difficult as I thought that was going to be, which was good news. Making the lining, making the outer of the bag, and finishing the bag, and then making the strap. So you can break it down into all those sections and just keep dipping back into it. I made mine all in one day, but I was on a mission. I just wanted to get it finished. And I'm so glad I did, because look at this. I love it. So it has that front tab on the front, which I think I'm going to have to figure out how to put some kind of magnetic fastener, because I didn't put one on. Now on the pattern, this tab goes, just undo it, here at the front and just comes down over the pocket. But I wanted a bit of extra security, so I've put it on the back side, made it a bit longer, and then I want, which I forgot to do, but I'll have to figure it. There'll be a way of attaching a magnetic tab there so that it stays in place. So the outside is the leopard print pleather, and the inside I've used a piece of my gorgeous copper and aubergine silky fabric. So I've used that for the tab. The zip I used is a continuous zip that I've got, and it's a rainbow zip. Love it, with a nice chunky zip tab. Sounds really nice when a zip runs smoothly, doesn't it? And then the inside has been done in the aubergine, in the golden aubergine print. There are a couple of little pockets in there that you can use for your keys, your phone, etc. And I think it's a really good size of bag. Now let's just zip it back up. It's going to get used loads this winter. Now I'm going to fess up here, because the strap, it does tell you how to make the strap with webbing. But when I was scrolling through eBay to find some that would match with the pleather, which I actually got from eBay as well, so I will pop the links for these below if you want to use the same. And the strap, I was looking for webbing, but this strap ready-made came up. Now I don't think it's cheating really, because all you do with the strap, with the webbing, is sew it to some clips and add a slider. I did try to find this webbing just to buy on its own, but to be honest, the strap was that cheap. I didn't see any point in the end, and it's got really chunky snap clasps on. And then I've bought some matching they're not D-rings, are they? They're a bit more fancy than D-rings, but I've really made it. They might be a little bit big, but hey, I love it. So what else can I tell you about this bag, other than it's a crossbody bag, There we go. I'm going to be using it all winter as my everyday bag, even though it looks nice enough to wear and use in the evenings. I may use it in the evenings if I'm going out casual as well. So I think I'm really going to use this bag a lot. So, one final note about the pattern. What do you need? How much fabric or pleather do you need to make it? So, for the outer, the pleather, you need half a yard of 54-inch wide fabric. Hardly any at all. For the lining, you need another half yard. And then you also need lots of other little bits of different types of interfacing, which I suppose can be quite expensive if you've not already got them. Most of them, luckily, I already had from when I've made bags before, because you tend to buy this stuff on I don't know, about a metre of it at least, which gets you, for that size bag, out of a metre of these interfacings, you probably get about 20 bags. But I digress. What do you need? It says iron-on fleece, and now it's recommending Valine H640. And again, I will pop a link to some that I've found of that, or the sort that I used. It may not be Valine. They are saying Decaville light interfacing. Now, I did use a medium woven interfacing. I don't like the craft style interfacing. It's too cardboardy. So I used a woven interfacing, good quality one, but a medium weight. A zip to match the outer fabric, 15 inches. As I said, I used to use some of my continuous rainbow zip that I've got on a roll, and rainbow zips match everything because they've got every colour in them, so I can thoroughly recommend investing in that if you're going to be making a few things that need zips. 2D rings, strap slider, 1.5-inch wide webbing. You need 1.5 meters of that, or if you cheat like me, a ready-made strap. Sewing clips, a walking foot. Now, because I was using pleather, I did think I might have to invest in a silicone foot or a leather foot. But I thought I'll try it. It says on here, use your walking foot. So I thought, well, I'll try it with the walking foot and see how I get on. And it was fine. No sticking of the fabric at all. So that was great. I didn't have to buy another foot. A seam roller. I didn't have one, but I did have one that used, well, it is a seam roller, and I use it for decorating. You know, when you're joining your seams and making them disappear when you're decorating. Got one of them, and it is a seam roller, and it worked great. Maybe I had to put a little bit more pressure on because I think the seam rollers for leather are weighted, but it worked. Thinking shears, already had those. Now, washable quilter's tape. Could not have made this bag without it. I used it everywhere. I used it when I was putting the zip in. I used it when I was doing bulky seams to hold everything together, as well as the clips, just to make sure that nothing shifted. And I will pop a link below to the tape that I use. Fabric glue. I didn't use it. I just used the double-sided tape. Matching thread, obviously, and a basic sewing kit. So all those items will have been popping up either at the side or the bottom, wherever I decide to pop them in as I've run through them, so that it will help you make a list. And I will put all the details of what you need in the description as well. So will I make this bag again? I think I will. I've already got a few ideas. I don't think I will make another one in pleather, although you just never know if I see the right kind. I might just snaffle some. Just because it was harder work. It was hard work where you were sewing the tabs in. And in fact, no matter what needle I put in, my machine would not sew through how many layers is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 layers of pleather. Impossible. So I ended up I have a hot glue gun, and I ended up just hot gluing these in quite securely. So hopefully these aren't going to come out, because they are glued in about 4 or 5 different places. So that's the only reason that I may not do pleather again. I have an idea to do one for the summer in a denim, which I quite like, as part of my Waste Not Wednesday plans, because I've got quite a few pairs of denim jeans that need recycling that no longer fit. But that's for another day. So yes, the answer is I will be making at least one more of these bags for the summer next year. So I can't comment how good it is to use. I'm excited, and I definitely think this is going to be my go-to bag for the autumn and winter this year. So that's it. That is all 3 Busy Bees sewing challenges finished. Oh, I've so enjoyed doing these. I've met some amazing YouTubers. Have you enjoyed it too, Esme? I don't think she's enjoyed me spending so much time at my sewing machine, but hey. So before I love you and leave you, I just want to say a huge thank you to Sew Carol, Sewn by Sarah, Sew Like Sparkle with Sam, Sequin Girly, and One Girl Creates. Because without you ladies, this challenge series could not have happened. It was all done on the fly, as they say. It started out with Sam from Sequin Girly Creates and myself wanting to do a challenge together. And it just went from there. We then decided we'd quite like some others to join in, and we ended up with 6 of us. The challenges, apart from the first pattern challenge, were decided as we went along, because we threw it all together and started doing the challenges within 2 weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've thought it was worth watching. Let me know whether you think we should do it again next year. I'd love to do it again and maybe go a bit bigger. We will see. But Sam and I really appreciate all the help that and input that the other ladies have given us. And well done, everybody. I can't wait to see all your bags. And I don't know what else to say other than thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in. And thank you for making the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge as good as I thought it would be. Do you want to say thank you to Esme before we say bye? No? Okay. Bye, everybody. And hopefully we'll see you next year with another Busy Bees Sewing Challenge series. Take care.